Hey you guys, what's up? DJ Man here, back here with another video, and today's video is going to be my Black Friday haul. I just really wanted to show you guys all the cool stuff I picked up, all the geeky, nerdy, anime stuff that I picked up over this Black Friday. And also it was my first time really participating in Black Friday, so I wanted to talk about my experience. So I'm going to talk about my experience a little bit, then I'll show you all the cool stuff that I picked up. But if you want to just see all the cool stuff that I picked up, I'll put a time code here for you to skip to. But for now, story time. Let me preface this story by saying that GameStop can be good to you and bad to you at the same time. So it was Thanksgiving Eve and retailers were starting to drop to their Black Friday prices. So I decided to hop on over to GameStop first to see what they had going on. I know they had a few things that I was interested in. Like I could have sworn I saw on their ad say that if you bought Jedi Fallen Order, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order from them, that you get like this Fandango coupon or gift card for $15. So that's something I was interested in. I knew they had Ghostbusters for a good price, and one of the only places that really was selling Ghostbusters. And they had a lot of their holiday stuff for like 40% off. For example, these PlayStation ornaments for $16 dropped down to $10. Same thing with these Dragon Ball ornaments. So I ended up saving like $12 right there. So while I was perusing GameStop's website, I noticed that they had actually lowered their used games prices to be lower than the sales price. For example, let's say for God of War is $9.99. Well, you can buy the used copy of God of War for $8.99. So I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, it's only $1 less. What's the big deal? But then I remembered, oh yeah, they got to buy two, get one free. So every 2 used games that you get 1 used game free. So that kind of threw my whole shopping plan out the window, because I was planning on buying a lot of my stuff from Best Buy, but now GameStop had my full attention because for example, let's say I wanted to get God of War, Persona 5, and Horizon Zero Dawn at Best Buy, that would have been $30, but buying that stuff from GameStop would have been only like $18. So I was saving $12 right there. So I decided to go with GameStop for a lot of my gaming, for a lot of purchases of my games. GameStop also had this thing online where if the game was in stock, you get an additional 16% off or something like that. So good job, GameStop there. So I bought my first wave of games from GameStop, saving like $40 in the process compared to buying them from Best Buy. I was like, okay, I got my first wave done. I might come back later to GameStop to get some stuff. So then I ended up going over to this website called Box Lunch, which they had like a 30% wide site-wide, 30% off site-wide. So I ended up buying some figures from them. For example, some figures were like $26, dropped down to like $18, and I'll show those later off in the video. Oh yeah, something I do want to share with you all is something I was disappointed with, is that when I went to Box Lunch and I really wanted this War Greymon figure and they had sold out. I was so disappointed. So after I got done buying my stuff from Box Lunch, I hopped over to Best Buy's website because they still had a handful of deals better than GameStop. But their deals for the stuff that I wanted hadn't dropped yet, so I'm like, okay, I'll come back tomorrow. Then I hopped back over to GameStop and finished and bought the rest of a handful of other games that I wanted. And then I had to wait till 1 o'clock in the morning for another Black Friday deal to drop on Kohl's website. And what did I want from Kohl's? A Nintendo Switch. They had a Nintendo Switch bundle for on their in their Black Friday ad. It said that they were going to have a Nintendo Switch bundle for $320 that came with a charging dock and a carrying case, which isn't really the best bundle in the world. But the big thing about it is that if you buy from Kohl's, if you bought that bundle, you would get $90 in gift card money that you can spend at the store, which is really, really good. So you can end up buying another game or buying whatever else you wanted to from the store. The thing is that Kohl's was selling that bundle early, but not at the sales price. They were selling it at $350 rather than the $320 sale price. And they weren't going to drop it down to that price until 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, you know what, I'll wait. But by the time I had gotten back to Kohl's to order that Switch at 1 o'clock in the morning, they had sold out of that bundle. So I'm guessing a lot of people went ahead and bought it at $350 rather than waiting for that $320 sale. So, oh well. So I was like, if I can't get it from Kohl's, I'll get it from GameStop, because GameStop has the Mario Kart bundle with the Switch for $300, but on top of that, they were going to give you $25 gift card or in-store credit to spend on whatever you want. So let's say if I got the Switch there and I want to get Pokemon, then I get Pokemon for $25 less. So Thursday morning, I ended up ordering my Switch from GameStop, and I ended up ordering the rest of my games that I wanted from Best Buy because they had finally gone on sale. Oh yeah, I had also ordered a game from Amazon because it was cheaper than anywhere else, and I had gotten myself a bigger memory card for the Nintendo Switch I was going to get. So you guys remember when I said earlier on at the beginning of the story that GameStop can be good to you and bad to you at the same time? Well, here's the bad stuff. So if you guys have been paying attention, I bought from GameStop on 3 separate occasions. That first wave of games, that second wave of games, and when I bought that Nintendo Switch. The problem is that later on Thanksgiving Day, I got an email saying that they had canceled my order on the second wave of games and my Nintendo Switch. And I was like, what the heck? So I ended up calling up GameStop being like, yo, what's going on? They're like, we don't know. You need to get in contact with your bank, which would make sense if my bank cut off my card because I've been buying from a bunch of different places and spending a lot more money than I would ever normally do. So maybe they were like, yo, we need to cut this card off. But the problem was that the banks were closed on Thanksgiving, meaning that I couldn't, call and talk to anybody. It just would have been an automated voice message, a recording thing. So I had to wait until Friday to be able to talk to a real person. And they said that nothing was wrong with my account, nothing was on hold, none of my cards were on hold. So it was something on GameStop's side. So something GameStop did ended up canceling my orders. So I was like, if there's nothing wrong with my account, I should be able to use a different card and get all the stuff that I want from GameStop that they had canceled on me. Well, I used that different card and guess what? They canceled my order again. So I was just sitting there thinking in my head, what the heck, GameStop? I called up my bank. They said, everything's fine. Why are you canceling my cards? There's nothing weird going on. What's the big issue? So it's like, GameStop does not deserve my money. I tried giving my money to them and they canceled my order. So you guys don't deserve my money, but they still had some really good deals that I really wanted. So I ended up doing something that I didn't think I was ever going to ever do. I went into the store on Black Friday and it wasn't that bad. The store really wasn't, crazy Black Friday busy, especially because I went in like 6 o'clock in the evening. So it seemed more like a really busy day rather than a Black Friday day. But the sad part is that I ended up having to buy a few things I ended up buying different things rather than what I had originally ordered because they were out. For example, I wanted Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo Switch. Well, they didn't have any used copies in the store, so I ended up getting something else. And of course, they were out of Nintendo Switches, so I had to buy mine from somewhere else. Alright, I think that's the end to my story time, so let's get into the good stuff. First up here is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Now, I remember loving the original one back on the PlayStation 2, and the very first game I played on my PlayStation 3 was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. So when I heard that they were coming out with 3, I was very excited and surprised because it's been like 10 years, and I was also surprised to hear that it was a Nintendo Switch exclusive. But I'm really excited to play this game. I've heard that it actually does take a couple steps back rather than forward, but that it's still a really fun game. And I guess as far as it being a Nintendo Switch exclusive, I think that other Marvel Avengers game is only coming out for like PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. So I guess that's kind of the trade-off. Oh yeah, I also picked this up on Amazon for $50, which is around $10 cheaper than anywhere else. Next, I picked up this SD card for my Nintendo Switch. I got the 256 gigabyte. I think this normally goes for like 50 something, but I got it for around 30, so pretty good. So next up we got here is Ghostbusters. I didn't get a chance to play this back on a PS3, but it came remastered for the PS4. Picked it up at GameStop pre-owned for $20 when I think it's normally going for around $30 new. So hey, got a good price. Next we got here is Far Cry New Dawn. Now I just recently finished Far Cry 5, and of course this game picks up right after Far Cry 5, so I went ahead and decided to pick the game up, and especially because I think it's normally going for somewhere between $30 and $40, and I got it for around somewhere between $12 and $15, so I saved a good chunk. Next we got here Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now I didn't really have my eye on this game as they were coming out with as they were promoting the game, but once the reviews started coming out and I started hearing all the great things about this game, I was like, I need to go pick this up. So, and the reason why I got it from GameStop is that because I thought they had some type of promotion where if you bought the game from them new, that you would get like a $15 gift card to use towards a movie ticket, but that was only for pre-orders. So let's switch over from games over to clothing real quick. First up, I want to show you guys I picked up these PlayStation socks. They have like a variety of different designs and whatnot. I decided to, they weren't on sale, but I decided to pick them up since I saw them and I like PlayStation, so pick that up. Next, I picked up this PlayStation Christmas sweater. Let me see if I get a good, let me see, come on. There we go. That's about as good as you guys are going to get. I got this. I think normally this was going for like $34, but they were selling it for $20, so I was like, you know what, why not? And the other piece of clothing I picked up, I picked this up from Hot Topic, or at least I ordered it online from Hot Topic, are these Dragon Ball lounge pants. Now the reason why I got these online specifically is because in store they only have like the black pair, but they're like black instead of orange, and I really wanted orange, so I got orange. I think these were going for like, normally they go for like $20, but I picked this up for like $12, so haha. So let's get back to the game, starting with the Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age. Now I haven't really played too many Dragon Quest games. In fact, I've only ever played one mainline Dragon Quest game, and that was Dragon Quest IX, Sentinels of the Starry Skies, I believe was the title of the game. And the thing is that I actually really loved that game. That's one of my favorite games on the DS, but I've just never really sought out to play the other mainline games, and I thought, you know what, why not go and pick up 11 here? It was only 20 bucks compared to, what is it, normally selling for like $30-$40, so hey. So the next game here is Nioh. As you can see, GameStop sent me one without cover art, which it saddens me a little bit, but at the same time, it was only $8.99 for the game when it normally retails for around $20, so I can't complain too much. And the other thing is, the reason why I picked up Nioh is because I got Bloodborne last year for Christmas, and I just fell in love with that game, so I really wanted to play another Soulsborne game, and this was less than $10, so Nioh. Next we have here is another blank game case, and that is Uncharted Lost Legacy. You know, I really enjoy the Uncharted series. I never played Lost Legacy. It was less than $10, so why not? Next up is Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Now the thing is that I haven't really played a lot of Metroidvania games. In fact, I can't really think of any off the top of my head that I've actually played. I heard this is a really good one, so I decided to pick it up. I would have got it for Switch, but I heard the Switch had performance issues, and so I decided to pick it up on PS4. And I believe I picked this up for around $20-something when this normally goes for like 30 or 40 something, so hey. Next we got here is Persona 5. I've never played a Persona game in my life, but I've heard really fantastic things about Persona 5 here, and it was less than $10, so why not give it a try? Next up we got here is The Evil Within. Now the thing is that I don't really play horror games. In fact, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I can't think of one horror game that I've actually played. But I remember The Evil Within catching my eye a few years back, and the fact that it got itself a sequel also made me, caught my attention too. So I decided to go ahead and pick it up. I think it was less than $14 at GameStop, so yeah. Next up we got Dead Cells. Now I honestly don't know too much about this game other than the fact that it's hard, but it's really good, and I wanted to pick up another game for the Nintendo Switch, even though I was a little sad to find out that I think this was like, this normally goes for $40, but I got this for $30, but I found out that the one on PlayStation goes for $20, so I spent an extra $10 when I didn't really need to, but hey, I want to start growing that Nintendo Switch library. Next up we got here is Dragon Age Inquisition. Now I've never really been that interested in any of the Dragon Age games, but I remember seeing this game winning Game of the Year back in 2014, and that always made me interested in picking up the game. I saw it for $10 at GameStop, so here we are. Man, we still got like a bag full of games to go through, but anyway, the next game we got here is God of War for PlayStation 4. I really enjoyed the original trilogy and the side games, and I like how this game kind of goes in a completely different direction gameplay wise, or maybe not completely, but still different enough to make it very interesting and very story driven, and I'm excited to play it. And it was less than $10. But anyway, next we got here is Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition. Again, I got this for, guess what, $10. Yes, the complete edition for less than $10. And, I wasn't really that interested in playing Horizon Zero Dawn, but I've heard nothing but great things about the game. The fact that, so many people, how many copies that it sold really caught my attention too. So I was like, you know what, why not for $10? I'll give it a try. Next is a game I picked up from Best Buy, and that is Fallout Game of the Year Edition. Now, I've never played a Fallout game in my entire life, but I've heard great things about Fallout 4, not 76, but Fallout 4. And, if I end up liking the game, it comes with all the DLC. I picked it up for $14 when I think this normally goes for around $35 to $40. So here we go. So let's switch from video games back over to stuff that I bought. Now, the stuff I'm about to show you are posters that I actually bought like a week before Black Friday because I went to a convention and I just wanted to show them off. So first off here is this Dragon Ball poster. As you can see, it's just the original crew from like the first 16 to 18 episodes of Dragon Ball. There's no Roshi or Krillin or Launch Tien, nothing. It's just the original crew. I really like this art style, and that's why I picked it up. Next is this really cute poster of Rem and Ram from ReZero. When I saw it, I was thinking to myself, yo, I don't have any ReZero merchandise, even though it's one of my favorite animes, and I really like these two characters. As you can see, she says, "Where's the waifu?" and they are waifu material, and I think they're really cute and attractive. And yes, I checked, they are both of age, so shut up. Next we got here is this really cool Frieza with the Infinity Gauntlet while he's sitting on a throne and he has his foot on top of Thanos' head. I just thought this was really cool. I kind of want to put it in a frame because it looks so good. The last poster that I picked up, and also my favorite, is this kind of holographic changing Dragon Ball poster. As you can see, it switches from the Dragon Ball Z to GT to Super. Let me see if I get a better Super. There we go. So I think this is really cool. Next one I'm about to show you all is what I picked up from my local game store called Cardinal Gaming. They had a buy one get one free on Pops, and they had 20% off on some of their bigger figures. So like this guy, for example, I've had my eye on this Goku for a while now, but I've always been like, maybe I'll wait. And then at my local, and because this guy, he normally goes for in between $30 to $40. And at my local game store, he's actually going for 20, but then they have a 20% off, so I got him from 16. So I got him for like half the price you would normally find him for, so that was pretty good. And like I just said, they had buy one, get one free on Pop, so I decided to pick up this Gohan here. As you can see, the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, he has like lightning around him and everything. It's really, really cool. I think he normally goes for in between, I believe $20 to $30, but I picked him up for only like 15, so that was good because I bought this Gohan, I ended up getting Toby here for free. You know, I just like Toby, so why not? And then I ended up buying this Gohan here, wherein he was training with Piccolo. I think this normally goes for like $12 to $13. I picked it up for 10, and because I bought this, I ended up getting this metallic Goku doing the Kamehameha for free because they were selling this for $10, even though this thing normally goes for like $18 to $30 online. This next batch of stuff I picked up from Box Lunch. They had a 30% off site-wide, so I was like, you know what, why not? So the first guy I picked up here was this Broly figure. You know, I just thought he looked cool. I got him for 30% off. I think he was like $27, and I got him for like 18 something, so pretty good there. Next up is this Goku doing the Kamehameha, kind of like in the air. I just thought this one was also pretty cool, and it was the same price as Broly. The last thing that I picked up from Box Lunch was this Dragon Ball Z watch. As you can see, it comes in this really cool case. It has the logo across the top of it, and here's the watch itself. It says Kamehameha, if you couldn't tell. Has a little Dragon Ball. Let me see if, so it was really clean. It normally costs like $40, but I got it for like 27, so yeah. Let's go ahead and finish off this Black Friday haul video with talking about the rest of the video games that I picked up, starting with Nier Automata Game of the Year Edition. Now, I've never got to play the original one, and I picked up basically the one that comes with all the DLC, even though on the back here, it seems like most of the DLC is just like skins and maybe one additional story. But, you know, I've heard great things about this game, even though I was never really interested in it. But I've heard, again, great things about it, so I picked it up for 20 bucks. And no, I pronounced the title wrong. It's Game of the Johan Edition. So next up here is Yakuza 0. Now, I've never really been that interested in the Yakuza series, but I've heard, again, great things about it. And I thought, you know, and I've especially heard great things about Yakuza 0 in particular. And, you know, since it's 0, it must be a good place to jump into the Yakuza series. So if I end up really liking this game, I can get into the other games within the series. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, the other reason why I picked it up was because it was less than $10. And next up we got here is Enter the Gungeon. I've heard great things. Again, great things about this game. Otherwise, I wouldn't have picked it up. It was only $20. It's a Switch game. I want to start building that library now, so that's why I picked it up. And the last thing that I picked up, but certainly not least, is Skyrim, the Special Edition, which I assume comes with all the DLC. I'm not 100% sure, but that's my assumption. And a quick little story here is that I played the original Skyrim back on the PS3 a long time ago. I remember playing like the first couple of hours and just not getting into it. I think I got lost, got killed by like a high level monster, and just was like, you know what, this game's not for me, goodbye. But you know, all these years later, I wanted to go ahead and give it a try. Once again, it was only $15, and you know, there must be a reason why so many people love it and why it keeps constantly getting re-released. I would have picked it up on Switch, but you know, there's that, what does they call it, the Switch tax, where a lot of their games it cost more, and this was only, I think probably trying to get this on Switch is probably going to be between like $40 to $60, but I picked this you know, this complete edition up for only like 14. So yeah. And no, I was wrong. On the Switch, this game is still going for $60. No, that came out like at the end of 2017. It's the end of 2019. It's been 2 years. No. And oh, how can I forget the real last thing, kind of, sort of, the Nintendo Switch and the controller that I got with it. Because I went ahead and I just already wrapped it up. That's why I kind of forgot about it. And the controller kind of looks like this, kind of shaped like a PlayStation controller, which is why I picked it up. I ended up picking up the Switch from Amazon because if you guys remember, GameStop messed up my order. So I missed out on their $25 gift card deal along with that Mario Kart 8 bundle thing. But you know what? In the end, I got the Switch with the better battery life. And so that's A-okay with me. So no money for you, GameStop. So this video has been going on for over 20 minutes now, so let's go ahead and start wrapping it up. So you guys, I did end up buying a lot of stuff this Black Friday, but the thing is that I don't splurge on myself very often. For example, this year I've only bought 3 video games, and that being Kingdom Hearts 3, Borderlands 3, and Crash Team Racing. But man, with all these video games that I got this Black Friday, it shouldn't just last me until next Black Friday in 2020, but these games should last me going into 2021. When it comes to figures, it's been like 6 months since I bought my last one. When it comes to posters, it's been like 9 months. So again, I don't splurge myself very often. And on top of all that, I got like 90% of my stuff on sale. You know, like again, I got the buy one, get one free on my pop figures. You know, I had 20 to 30% off when it comes to normal figures. When it comes to all the video games that I got, I like to use this little scenario. So let's say the average gamer spends around $360 a year on video games. That's around 6 games priced at $60. You can say maybe the person buys less, but buys microtransactions, or maybe they buy more video games but at cheaper prices. But overall, I think 360 is a good number. And so I ran the numbers on all the games that I picked up. You know, I got one at 60, one at 50, one at 30, and the rest were $20 or less, or even free. And that number came up to be $320. So I picked up around 19 games for $320 compared to if I bought 6 games brand new for, you know, $60. And again, 6 games at $60 is $360 compared to the $320 I spent to get 19 games. So I think I did pretty good. So let me go ahead and end this video by saying if you guys like this video, like the video. And if you like me, subscribe to me. And as always, this is DDG the Man. And I'll catch y'all next time.